Hello again and welcome to Slow-Mo's channel. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over notes for the moon, sun, and earth. This is super straightforward. You'll notice on your handout that you just have to fill in the blanks and it's not going to be read for you, so you're going to have to think a little bit and write down the information about these three objects in our solar system. Okay, so Earth. Is a rocky inner planet compared to the gas giants, right? So this one's terrestrial, right? Tierra. It's the third planet from the sun. It's the only one that supports life in our solar system, right? We don't know about everything else. It's considered an active planet because it's tectonically active because of convection currents. We've also got weather, which makes it an active planet, and life and all these exciting things. It's an oxygen-rich atmosphere. And although our atmosphere is a lot of nitrogen also, but we do have oxygen, which makes it possible for us to live. And we have an atmosphere, which is, something that a lot of other planets don't have. And so the atmosphere, it protects us from the sun's rays. So we don't get as much heat as we would be if we didn't have an atmosphere, like the moon. It gets a lot more heat than we do. And also at night, a lot of that heat gets trapped by the atmosphere and greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, and it keeps us warm at night too. So it doesn't get super freezing cold at night like it does on the moon. And we've got 71% of our surface is covered with water. So that's why they call it the blue planet, because it's got so much water on it. If you look at the picture on the left-hand side, you'll see two little droplets. That's the size of all the water on Earth. So we've got the bigger droplet is actually salt water, and then the teeny tiny droplet that you see next to it, that's all of the fresh water. And so that's the stuff that we drink, right? That's the stuff that we need. So it's really important to understand that there's a lot less fresh water than there is salt water. The moon is our only natural satellite. It's a rocky satellite. In other words, it's solid. It's 4.6 billion years old. Everything in the solar system is 4.6 billion years old. Okay, I just wrote it on this one, but you should know that Earth and the sun and everything in the solar system was formed 4.6 billion years ago. It's 240,000 miles from Earth, a quarter the diameter of Earth, and 1/6 of the size. So gravity is 1/6 of Earth's. And that means that you would weigh 1/6 of what you weigh on Earth if you were on the moon. And so remember, I told you about the 1/6 chair video that I posted that I filmed when I was at space camp. So you can watch that too and laugh at your teacher. But that's why you bounce around on the moon, because there's a lot less gravity. It's hot during the day because there's no atmosphere to protect you from the sunlight or heat from the sun. And it's freezing at night because all of the heat escapes. No wind, no water, no clouds, no weather or anything because there's no atmosphere. It's also not tectonically active because the moon is thought to be totally solid all throughout the inside. So we're not going to have plate tectonics or anything. Although there have been pictures taken where there's like these puffs of bright light where they think that maybe there might be volcanic activity on the moon. So there might be a molten, maybe mantle or core or something on the inside that's actually causing these volcanic eruptions. But we won't know more until we take more pictures and more video and study it a little bit more. You'll notice on the bottom right-hand side, there's a size comparison of Earth to the moon. This is not a distance comparison, right? They're a lot farther apart, although it would look really cool in the night sky if that's how close the moon was. And then on the left bottom side, you'll see some craters. You see that a little bit in the top picture. The moon actually acts like a barrier, or not a barrier, but like a deterrent for meteors. So a lot of the time when meteors are coming towards Earth, the moon's gravity will actually pull them aside and they'll hit the moon instead. So it's kind of like our meteor protector. And that's why it has so many craters on it. Also, there's nothing to get rid of the craters. For example, if a crater on Earth, there's going to be weathering and erosion and stuff that's going to be moving around the sediment and the surface. And so that stuff kind of disappears, but there's none of that on the moon, right? No wind or weathering or water to disrupt those craters. So they're just going to look cratered all the time. And finally, the sun. It's very average. We talked about this a little bit already when we went over the solar system. And what I mean by average is it's not a super big star, it's not a small star. Its temperature is pretty average too. Its age is average. The sun is very average, which is a good thing because then, we're an average distance away from it. So it is perfect for life right here on Earth. It's made up of hydrogen and helium, 150 kilometers from Earth, and it's 1.4 kilometers in diameter. And then it's 10 million degrees Celsius, so it's really, really hot. Again, also 4.6 billion years old, and does not have an atmosphere or oxygen, and it's constantly changing because it's constantly burning and stuff. And then on the bottom picture on the right hand side here, you'll see solar flares. So that sometimes happens and it releases all this energy and it messes up our cell phone service and things like that, which is a little annoying, but we haven't really experienced it here. It just depends on, what direction that energy goes in, which ones, if it's daylight there or whatever, the sun's going to be hitting that. Anyway, so that's the notes, very short, simple, to the point for these 3 solar system objects. I will see you guys in class. Thanks for watching. Bye.